know, y'all know how much I appreciate that. We're going to continue the conversation about Jonathan Majors. So make sure that y'all like the stream. I'm your host, JayeDeBlack. Thank y'all for being here. Hope y'all had a great weekend. I know it's the holidays. But we here. If you haven't, make sure y'all like the stream and share it. And we're going to continue the conversation because there's a lot going on, man. And this is why, and I'm going to keep saying it because I say it over and over, but I want people to really understand what I have to say. This is why the red pill philosophy is important. This is why they don't want men to wake up. All right. What's going on with Jonathan Majors? I call it the Tory Lanez effect. When you are a high profile, I could even call it the Bill Cosby effect. When you are a high profile black man in entertainment, you have to really be careful because if you don't, they will use you for a public execution. A public execution of your character. And we're going to get into it. Let's see who's here. Calvin, Miss Tangy, David, Brian Turner, Jalen, Christina, Jeremiah, Zeke, Charles, Carlos, Latasha, Slim South, Matthew, Swing Out, my guy Vaughn, Mel was good. You know. I'm not one of those people who's gonna make excuses. I never make excuses, but this whole thing. What's up? Let's see, Terry, Eric Neal. What's up? Jet Life. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Terrell, ESJ, Nick was good. If I haven't said your name already. Hold on a second. Us, especially us as black men, we have to be extra cautious out here, man. I saw some of the reports from the trial. And the one thing I kept seeing people talk about was how he wanted this white girl to be Coretta Scott King. It's like, bro, you could have just got you a black woman. But again, I don't know Jonathan Major's journey. He could have been somebody that liked black girls, maybe didn't like him back. Maybe he was into the arts. He was into acting. Now, I know people say, well, this is because he was dealing with a white woman. But come on, this stuff goes on a lot more no matter who black men are with. It could be a white woman. It could be a black woman. I think what happened in this situation is that he was in New York. And the DA's office in New York is a complete joke. They have done so many things to bend and change laws in order to incarcerate or convict people that they don't like. That is the city of New York. That's why I said I would never live in New York. Men like Jonathan Majors shouldn't seek to live in New York. And you definitely need to be conscientious of the woman that you're with, because Jonathan Majors already said that he wanted her as a white woman to be Coretta Scott King. What in the fuck are you talking about? That's your first mistake. Why? No white woman in the history of anything can be pro-black. That can never happen. What's good, Bella Michelle? It's good to see you here. Oh, I know they do. New York is nothing more than a place for men, for black men to be racially profiled and incarcerated. But yes, no white woman in the history of anything can be pro-black. I know you got guys out here who love a white woman, they date a white woman, but white women under no circumstances could ever be pro-black. Because as soon as you hurt her feelings, she's going to use her Karen, she's going to activate her Karen powers, and she's going to get you fucked up out here. That's what's going to happen. And unfortunately, Jonathan Majors had to find it out the hard way. Now, there's a lot going on out here. I reposted a video, I believe it was yesterday. There was a bunch of black women in the streets twerking. They were holding up traffic. In the meantime, you had some Negro running. I don't know if he stole something, but he was being chased. I mean, it just looked like a scene out of Free Guy. Have any of y'all ever seen that movie Free Guy? It looked like a scene out of Free Guy. If any of y'all on my ex Twitter, y'all probably saw that video. This is the type of behavior these heifers are engaging in. This is why the red pill is very important. Stay away, because I guarantee you, Jonathan Majors has had a dysfunctional relationship with this woman for a long time. And if a woman shows signs of being dysfunctional, you got to stay away from her. Yeah, I thought Free Guy was entertaining too. At first, I was like, but when I saw it was actually entertaining. So, people, I want y'all to understand, we got to look at what happened, you know. You say you sent me something on IG, okay, I'll check it out. Again, make sure y'all get the likes up. Jonathan Majors was done dirty. He really was. He was done dirty. Let's be real about this. He shouldn't have been if you look at all the evidence, and I think I said it in my video, it didn't point to somebody who was abusive. It doesn't. The man was running away from her, but you convict him? Alex, when did you send it to my IG? Because I'm looking to see if you sent it. But, and shout out to everybody that's joining. Shout out to Swing Out. Isn't the Manhattan District Attorney a black man? I believe so, but he's a black man from the government. He's an operative, I believe, from the CIA or FBI. I'm not quite sure. But his job was there to help prosecute Trump. That DA's office their leadership went through a makeover because they wanted to gear up to indict Trump. That was their goal. That's what they're doing in New York. That's what they're doing in Atlanta. And this is how it's all gonna tie into Jonathan Majors. All this ties in to Jonathan Majors. Yes, Alvin Bragg, but you also have the other heifer that's there as well, right? This all ties into Trump. Diddy was a casualty of the crusade to prosecute Donald Trump. That 1 year window was only meant for Donald Trump. It wasn't meant for anybody else. What's good, Loving Holmes? I see you. So you have to look at that. And it was never a situation of we need to stop bad guys. They could care less. Look who their mayors were. Look at the last two mayors of New York. I mean, come on, man. There's just no seriousness going on in New York. New York is a place that you visit, but you better be very careful about ever trying to live there. Because not only because of inflation, and it's always been, the crime is still bad. I mean, even though I have family from there, it's a no for me. I'm better off living down south. Shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure y'all get the likes up. What's good? Icy, Kitty, Michael, what's good? Gemini, Eric B. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Philadelphia. Yeah, I'm visiting, but I am not living there. But this is how all this ties into to Jonathan Majors. That law, that 1 year law that's messed up Diddy is forever messed up over this. He's a casualty. Right? He's a casualty of this war to go at Donald Trump. Now, look at Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors was arrested earlier this year, right? Right around, what was it? Okay. Trying to pinpoint. Okay. It was like during the whole Tory Lanez fiasco. And then you had Jonathan Majors, right? You got Los Angeles, which is a horrible DA's office as well. And then you got New York, who's DA's office as well. You know what's crazy? Los Angeles would have tried to prosecute Trump, but they really had no way of doing that, even if they pretended. You know why? Because Trump is never in Los Angeles. He's never there. He doesn't do any business there. So there was no way that they could do anything, but they would have. That is how screwed up the justice system has become in some of these big cities. New York, Atlanta, Los Angeles, they're all compromised. I'm surprised Chicago hasn't done any type of filings. I mean, why not? Detroit. Why not Detroit? Well, he never goes those places probably. But any place Trump has spent a significant amount of time, they're filing these particular charges, right? But it has become a sport to prosecute a black man, and what they will do is they will use women in order to do it. They always do this. This is why when women want to tell me that, or men, that he shouldn't have been dating a white woman, I got plenty of stories to tell you about black women not only getting their black male spouse put in jail, but also ending his life or setting him up to end his life. I did a story today about a black man who ruined his life because he wanted to follow his young girlfriend. That woman didn't care about his freedom or her freedom. She just wanted to kill her best friend. Now let's see with Jonathan Majors. It has become entertainment to prosecute a black man and to demonize a black man. I did a video today about Anthony Edwards. Why are you heifers mad about him wanting his side piece to get an abortion when the majority of you support abortion? That's what's really funny to me. But you know what? They understand that, but it has become entertainment to bash a black man. It's entertainment to these weirdos who have no life. You heifers can lie about having a husband all you want to, but all I see is a bunch of you lonely women in comment sections, all in other people's business. You see, it's a business for me to speak on things that go on out here. Y'all don't make no money to be in these comment sections all day long, posting on Twitter, Facebook. You do it for free. You have no life. Yeah, John, he was arrested in March, right? That was right after Tory Lanez was convicted, right? It has become entertainment to see a black man get publicly bashed. It has become every one of these especially these bloggers, you heifer blogs, you gay male run blogs. All y'all do, and you know who you are, all y'all do is look for stories to make black men look bad. You push interracial relationships with black women and white men. That is all you do. And then you got people in the comment section pretending like black men are upset about that. Because it has become entertainment to attack us. And you wonder why we get defensive? You heifers have spent over 10 years trying to flag down, trying to cancel any man that speaks out against your BS. We as men have been forced to take up arms and defend ourselves from the propaganda that we are still fighting to this day. We are still fighting this propaganda. We are still fighting it. You tried to stop us back in 2017. You failed because your lives are failures. You failed to be good mothers, good wives, good girlfriends. That's why you're lonely, sitting online looking for men to bash, because you've never met a good man. You don't even know who your father is. If you and if you do know who he is, you don't have a good relationship with him because he probably gave you good advice about those ain't shit men that you date and you didn't want to listen to him. This is why you're lonely on social media now. And I don't care how good you think you look. There's always going to be men that are not going to want you. Okay? So you get online and you bash Jonathan Majors, a man who has never said anything negative about y'all, a man who I believe has uplifted you. He said he wanted his white girlfriend to be Coretta Scott King, and y'all bashed him for that. Y'all probably didn't even want to date Jonathan Majors before he put on all the muscle and got famous. But you fatherless women, you get online and you attack any black man. It doesn't even have to be Jonathan Majors. Y'all have attacked black men just for dating white women, but y'all worship white men. That's the funny thing to me, is to see you hypocritical abortion supporting heifers bashing Anthony Edwards when y'all support abortion as well, and you attack any black man that dates a white woman. Or you will bash a Michael B. Jordan because you think he likes white women, but you never see him with one. The man is afraid to be around white women. What does that tell you? Because he knows that you heifers are going to overreact, and you're going to run to these comment sections of these blogs, and you're going to be bashing him, and he doesn't want that. We don't say nothing when y'all praise these black women for dating outside their race. We don't care. We don't. Y'all think we don't. We got too many options to sit here and worry about what you like and what you don't like. because we know, and you know too, that it probably ain't gonna work out, because it never does. Salute to everybody that's here. Anthony Edwards is a pro basketball player. That's who he is. Plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jonathan Majors got railroaded. Jonathan Majors did not deserve for this to happen to him. Look at all the evidence. This is why I hope he fights this. I hope he can fight this. They dropped a lot of charges. I got to understand. They charged him initially with 8 counts. But he only was convicted of 2. You know why? Because they really had no evidence except for the testimony of the ex-girlfriend and people speaking on his character and saying that he's a bad guy. That's all they had. Listen, Johnny Depp fought allegations towards him. Jonathan Majors need to do the same thing. Don't let this go. If I am him, I'm not letting this go. I'm not. They could try to put him in jail. They could put him in jail over this. I mean, that's why he should fight it. He's already gotten fired. But I want y'all to understand something. Let me say this too about Marvel. Marvel is a sinking ship. I'm about to say the ACU. The MCU is dead. I mean, the MCU died with Endgame. It's been a wrap ever since. It don't matter who you bring back. No one is interested. The only Marvel movies people care about are Spider-Man, which is co-produced by 20th Century Fox, and possibly a Blade movie. But y'all tried to woke that movie up, and now it's getting harder and harder to produce that because y'all tried to woke that movie up. So it don't matter what Marvel puts out. People are just not going to be interested, especially because of the messaging you're trying to push. There's a female producer in Marvel that says she wants 50% of the MCU to be gay, lesbian, and a person of color. That's what she said. So yes, the MCU is dead. So again, it doesn't matter if he's no longer in that Kang role. It doesn't matter. He's too good for it anyway. He carried that Ant-Man movie on his shoulders. Most of that movie was uninteresting, and I went to go see Ant-Man. Jonathan Majors was the best part of that movie. It's good, darling. So who cares if Marvel fires him? He's too good for them anyway. And let me say this too. I am very hopeful that he has a second chance because the public knows, the majority of intelligent people know that he did everything he could to avoid getting into an altercation with that woman. An abusive man doesn't run away from his girlfriend. I'm sorry. That doesn't happen. You people can try to shape the narrative any way you want to, but abusive men don't run away from their... He didn't even know a camera was around. This is sickening and ridiculous. He was railroaded. I don't care what nobody say. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, they can bring back Robert Downey Jr. It's not going to help because they're only going to bring him back as part of the, what is it called? The Ironheart movie. Because they're trying to do a movie with a black girl who sort of takes over as Iron Man. It's going to be trash. So if I was Robert Downey Jr., listen, if he want to cash that check, so be it. But that's going to be horrible too. That's going to be horrible too. The MCU is gone. It ended with Endgame. People only care about Spider-Man And again, that movie is co-produced by Marvel. They don't own most of that. They co-produce it. So the other company has say-so over what's put in there. So they can't just put their woke trash in there because it's co-produced. So they have to work together. That's the only reason why you don't see that movie go off the rails like some of these other ones have. And they say they trying to get I'm seeing people trying to put other black actors as Kang. There's only one Kang in this, Jonathan Majors. Because not only was he Kang in like the Ant-Man movie, he was also a character in one of their shows. Low key. You can't replace that talent. John David Washington would never accept that role. He doesn't take roles like that. He takes serious roles, man. He doesn't even take comedy roles from what I've seen. He might have done one movie that was a little bit more comedic. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one. But he's too good for the MCU. The MCU is completely cooked. Who cares, you know? But I'm seeing people that, they're celebrating. What are you people celebrating? He got railroaded. You heifers fight your boyfriends every day and you still sleep with them, but you get online with your morality. Dana White smacked his wife and never got suspended. I don't even think he issued an apology. Nothing. You don't see no public trial. This man ran away from a confrontation and he got punished for it. This is where we are. And that's why us as black men, we have to be extra careful, unfortunately. We can't afford to, unless you blueface. I mean, you can bring a girl up on stage and get her beat up. I mean, you can do that. I mean, you could do all these other things. And, Blueface fought Krishan Rock on the sidewalk. Was never jailed. You didn't see no public trial, him being convicted of none of that. They pick and choose who they want to go after. They pick and choose. But I am hopeful that because of all the evidence that we saw, he can be forgiven. Because I think, what's crazy? I believe in a couple of years, we're going to look back on this and you're going to say we overreacted to Jonathan Majors. I truly believe that. I believe in a couple of years, we're going to look back on this and say, you know what? Not me, but people are going to say, you know what? We overreacted. He should get another chance. Because he didn't like force himself on her. He didn't beat her up. Contrary to what they want you to believe. The only reason why he got convicted is because that white woman got on that stand and they believed her. Point blank. They saw those white crocodile tears and they believed her. They said, we could look at the visual evidence. We could look at what the driver said. We look at the fact that she went partying right after. She looked like she was unhurt. She didn't go to the hospital. She didn't call the police. He called the police. But you want me to believe she was a battered and abused woman? We know the truth. And I'm hopeful he gets another opportunity. I think it may take a year. It might take 2 years. But I believe he will get another opportunity. There are people who've done worse who've gotten more opportunities. Again, make sure y'all get the likes up. He got absolutely railroaded. And it was very uncalled for. I hope he fights this. I hope he can go to court, take this back to court and fight it because he didn't get a fair trial. I really don't. I really don't think he got a fair trial. This is so winnable if he can take this back to court. It's so winnable. They have very weak evidence against him. Very weak. But the jury went off of the woman's testimony. That's it. Because you can't look at all the evidence and say that she was right. How she's a battered and abused woman but never called the police. She went out drinking and partying. Come on, man. If anything, it was a mutual fight. That's the most extreme it probably went, was it being mutual. He was not beating on her. That never happened. That never happened. Yeah, he does need to fire his legal team. I agree with that. But what could his legal team do anyway when you already got a pre-existing bias? They had, listen, he was charged at the beginning. He was charged with 8 counts. 8. But they dropped it down to what, about 4, or I think they dropped it to 4, and he was convicted on 2. But you have to fight for your reputation, man. Your reputation is everything. You have to fight for it. Yeah, she chasing him, but he's the abuser. I mean, she chased him all the way. Like, come on. How can you look at that and say that he's guilty? Come on, man. That's crazy to me. Wasn't she arrested too? They just ignored all of that because they claim he has a history of abuse. So where's the proof of it? You need proof. You can't just convict somebody off feelings. But they wanted a conviction badly because doing this to black men is entertainment, and it's a win for them. See, we are the pinatas of society, black men. Everybody wants to beat on us for entertainment. That's how it has been. That's why when you see a smart, successful black man, they try to tear him down. He must like white women. He's corny. He's lame. He hates black women. He doesn't have swag. They moved the goalposts. What's up, Steven? Yes, and they said she fled the country. Yeah, they wanted to convict him. That's what it was all about. It was all about getting that conviction. That's all they cared about, was getting that conviction. That's all they cared about. It's incredibly sad because this man's career could possibly be ruined forever. I'm hopeful that it isn't, because again, none of this is egregious. Like, we've seen women get messed up. We've seen women with black eyes. We've seen the damage that has been done to a domestic violence situation. We've seen where there are women who've gotten their ass kicked. There's proof. There's bruising. There's black eyes. There's evidence from friends, family, right? Well, you could say, okay, this guy, he's an abuser. But we don't see that here. There's none of that here. They had a mutual argument that turned slightly physical because, again, he didn't open hand slap her, punch her, none of that. They say he grabbed her and threw her in the car. No, he grabbed her because she probably was acting crazy, and this being your girlfriend, you're going to check her. You're going to say, hey, no, you're not going there. Get in this car. But again, he ended up leaving. He said, you know what? If you don't want to leave with me, you don't want to get in this car, fine. I'm going to go. You could take the car. I'll walk. That's what he did. And you know what she did? She chased him. Again, where is she being victimized? She could have left with the driver, but no, she wanted to chase him down. And we're supposed to believe that this man is physically abusing this woman. We're supposed to believe this. We're supposed to believe this woman is being abused. She needs help. His career should be ruined because this woman probably, we don't, this, what I'm not quite sure on is why is she grabbed? Because I can assume she probably grabbed his phone, put her hands on him first, right? He may have tried to restrain her, like get away from my phone. I don't think he intended on beating up her or anything, grabbing her, harming her in any type of way. I do not think that. That's why I said that interaction was more mutual, arguing that turned slightly physical to the point to where he tried to get her back in the car. She didn't want to get in the car. So he says, you know what? I'm going to leave. She follows him. See, when she followed him, that should have ruined the case. That should have ruined the case. That whole domestic abuser goes out the window when he's leaving and you're running behind him. So no, to me, he does not come off as a woman beater. Because again, he didn't know those cameras were there. Maybe not. I don't know. They both were drinking. But he did not beat her up. That did not happen. He called the police on her. What's good, Jean Marie? He called the police because he thought she had harmed herself. See, people not really ready for like real like talk and conversations in regards to these type of things, man, because, you know, you gotta, you know, people don't want to hear the truth. And the truth is this man did not abuse this woman at all. He was convicted in the court of public opinion and in the court of law. That's crazy. But this is the age we are in. I'm telling you right now, if you are a successful black man, do not live in New York unless you have to, unless like your kids are there. You don't want to leave, because when you get into these situations, man, they're going to see you as the enemy and they're going to try to put you in jail. Shout out to Swing Out. She chased him like a cheetah hunting a buck. Right. She chased him. Yeah, we haven't heard a peep about Chad Wheeler. Chad Wheeler is a guy that should be getting all these headlines, but he's got no headlines. This man beat this woman almost to death, but you don't hear about it. You don't hear none of these pro-blacks like your Jamel Hills and some of these other people who love to run their mouths about white people. But you know why? Because it was a white man beating the brakes off a black woman. And black women, this is your fate. When you get into a relationship with a white man and he beats the brakes off you, nobody's going to care. You know why? Because the people that you think are going to care, you get into that situation, they're going to ignore it because it doesn't fit the narrative. In their minds, only black men are capable of harming a black woman. Or what they'll do is, if a black man, if a white man does put hands on a black woman, they'll blame black men for not stepping in. Like T.I. tried to do when that woman got beat up in Texas because she put her hands on that white man after she got that club. Y'all remember that bar? They really tried to blame black men as if black men were just sitting there not doing nothing. T.I. ran his goofy mouth to try to blame black men for that. Bro, you can't put that on us. She put her hands on that man. When these black women take L's like that out here, they want to blame us when we have nothing to do with that. If they could have blamed us for what Chad Wheeler did, they do it. That's how demented and delusional these women are. Kimberly Martin of ESPN is married to what? Who is Kimberly Martin? Hold on. Is she the weirdo black female on First Take that knows nothing about sports? She was a reporter. Is she the chick they be having on First Take? Is that her? Hold up. I think I seen a video where she knew nothing about. Oh, that's her. She dissed Cam. This woman don't be knowing nothing about what she's talking about. Don't know none of what she's talking about. Probably slept her way to the top too. Anyway, they hiring a bunch. Yo, they only hiring black women that got white men. That's crazy. Yo, why they hiring black women who only date white men? What's going on, man? You got Malika Andrews, even though she's biracial. You got this Kimberly Martin. She's married to this goofy white man. They only hiring black women that date white men. I'm telling you, I think these white men got connections. That's why they're getting on. Malika Andrews had a connection. The guy that she's dating is a well-known NBA reporter. And now Kimberly Martin is a woman that knows nothing about football, nothing about sports. All of a sudden, she's on First Take. That's how do you get there? Like, where you come from? Like, where did this heifer come from? Like, where did this heifer come from? Do I have to make a video about you too? I don't know much about her. I just, the Cam Newton thing, but listen, the opportunity gonna come. Ryan Clark checked her ass. Well, that's good, but hey, Kimberly Martin, you're gonna slip up, Kimberly Martin. And when you do, I'm gonna be right there. She's already slipping up now, man. She's gonna say something real crazy, and I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna have to go in on her. Yeah, they did boo Malika Andrews because she's horrible at her job. She got there due to who she was sleeping with. Those are facts. She did an interview with Dak Prescott a couple years back that got her on the market. Okay. I think she's an NFL sideline reporter. I've never seen her though. I've never seen her on ESPN or in NFL Network. Now they do have another black woman that I know of that I've seen on the sidelines. I think she may be an NBA sideline reporter. I'm like, what this Instagram model doing over here trying to be a sideline reporter? Maybe y'all know who I'm talking about. I seen her. Maybe y'all know who I'm talking about. I think she worked for. She might. I could be wrong, but does she work for ESPN or for another network? But they only hiring black women that got a white boyfriend or husband. That's crazy, man. Is that the criteria for hiring as a black woman? You got to be an Oreo? You got to be a complete Oreo to get a job at ESPN? Damn. Yo, they literally hiring airheads, man. They're hiring a bunch of airheads that's making y'all black women look bad. They're hiring a bunch of airheads that don't know what they're doing, that should not be working there. Yo, I'll say this about Sage Steele. Sage Steele actually was decent at her job, right? And she seemed like a decent person. She just has some views, and she loves white men. You know, it is what it is. Not Taylor Rooks. No. Nah, not Taylor Rooks. No, it's another woman. She's a sideline reporter. I seen some photos of her. I was like, oh, okay. You know, she hasn't said anything stupid yet. So, you know, she said Cam Newton is coming at her from the basement because he's no longer in the NFL. She said that Cam Newton has, I would say, Cam Newton accomplished more in college than she has so far in her life. The biggest accomplishment that Kimberly Martin has ever made was sleeping with a white man and getting on ESPN because she's a complete goofball and airhead. All right. She's trying to be provocative, but she sounds like a complete airhead. All right. She sounds like she doesn't know what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? She's one of those women that you'll see in the divestment community. Would not be shocked if she is a supporter of the divestment community. You know, she has that divestment spirit. You know what I'm saying? Most of you incelled heifers got that spirit in you. You got that divestment spirit in you, which translates to you can't get the black men that you want. So y'all have that divestment spirit where y'all try to come at black men, but you don't know what you're talking about. Cam Newton was more successful than her in college, more successful than she is now. He was more successful his freshman year of college, or I'll say his junior year of college, than she is right now. Okay, some of you heifers need to keep your mouth shut because you don't know what you're talking about. All right, don't know what you're talking about. See, Kimberly Martin is the type of woman to be in these comment sections making fun of Jonathan Majors getting convicted, right, on these 2 charges, and talking about how he shouldn't have been dating a white woman. Meanwhile, she's laying up with a white man, right? And her crooked wig, right? Terrible looking wig, right? Y'all better keep it quiet. You know what I'm saying? Do your job. Stop trying to be provocative when you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You're a failure so far. And I would not be shocked if they put her somewhere else next year because she's not doing good so far. You putting these Oreoed heifers with bad wigs on your platform and they're performing horribly. Pounds and pounds of makeup. Pounds and pounds of makeup. She looks like she has that divester spirit. Hold up. She reminds me of one of these heifers talking about being a gold digger and getting a rich man. She looks like one of those. Like, we know who one of those are, right? We know who one of those are. Let me put this on the screen real quick. I guess this is Kimberly Martin, right? This is her right here, right? You can already see the dust on that wig, all right? Now, this is her, right? You know what I'm saying? Look at that. She looked like she one of those women to talk about being a gold digger and getting a rich man and dusties. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, why did they let go of Rose Gold, man? Did Rose Gold not want to be there no more? Did somebody get her fired? Is she better than some of these other women that they putting on their platform? Let's see. Guess she's a sideline reporter for ESPN. They got rid of some good sideline reporters and they hired this. They got rid of some good sideline reporters and they hired this. Is this where we going? Is this what we doing? Stop getting on TV and talking crazy to people who are way more successful than you. How about that? You heifers are so comfortable talking crazy about black men. But guess who gonna have something to say about it? Me and others, of course. Others. Yes, she do look like she looks like a Phaedra Parks cosplayer. Okay, she looks like she's cosplaying Phaedra, but nah, she ain't nowhere near Phaedra. It's nowhere near Phaedra. And I believe Phaedra's older than her. Phaedra's older than her and looks better than her right now. These are facts. Okay, we can't insult Phaedra Parks. Phaedra Parks look way better than her right now. Like, we do a side by side of her and Phaedra Parks, there's no competition. Okay, but come on, man. You heifers, man, y'all got to stop this. You're not winning anything. You're getting on TV making a fool of yourself. No accomplishments. You're probably in a sorority. I bet she's in a sorority. How many of y'all want to bet she's in a sorority? You know? Let's see. Oh, Charleston White got arrested, right? Let's see what's going on with Charleston White. Charleston done worked himself into a shoot, right? As they say in wrestling. Damn, Charleston. See, Charleston. Now, I don't know if, let's see. Let me see if I can find an article. But brother, only for so long you're gonna keep getting away with talking reckless out here and doing reckless things. You know what I'm saying? I can't. But they're saying that this is him. Oh, let me go confirm. Let me go to Twitter and confirm that Charleston is in trouble. Let's see, Charleston White. 'Cause I seen some paperwork. Let's see if Say Cheese put up. Oh. So yeah, Charleston has been arrested on cruelty to an animal charge and 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So were you beating a dog, man? Like, what the? Like, Charleston, you was beating a dog? What's going on, brother? Charleston. Come on, man. What's going on out here? Shout out to Eric Square. What up, Jay? So what did I miss? Feel like this is the Johnny Depp situation. Gotta tack an L to a man, even though there's no charge. I mean, he did catch an L in court. He called an L in court. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He lost in court. You know, he did. But Charleston, what's going on, bro? What is going on, bro? Why? What's going on, man? Is he still incarcerated? Is Charleston White still incarcerated? Let me see if somebody can send me the article. Let me see. Let me go to one of these heifer blogs. See what they got. Let me see what these heifers got. See what the articles these heifers got. Let's see. Hold on. Before I get to this, let me go back. Because I wanna address what the Manhattan District Attorney's Office had to say. Let me go back and see what they had to say. Hold up. DA Alvin Bragg. At the Manhattan DA's office, we're committed to centering survivors in all our work. The evidence presented throughout this trial illustrated a cycle of psychological and emotional abuse, escalating in patterns of coercion, far too common across many intimate partner violence cases we see each and every day. Today, the jury determined the pattern of abuse and coercion culminated with Mr. Majors assaulting and harassing his girlfriend. We thank the jury for its service and the survivor for bravely telling her story despite having relived the trauma at the stand. That's what that dirty district attorney Alvin Bragg had to say. Alvin Bragg, I look forward to seeing you get fired when Trump is reelected, okay? Jay, she is in a sorority. I guess she's a Delta, and goddamn, if I'm good, she's a Delta. Oh, she's a Delta. That makes a lot of sense, General Washington. That would make a lot of sense. That gonna make. Shout out to the Kobe 42. Salute to Steven for being a chat member, 42 months. Kimberly Martin gonna have to find out, like Kayla Nicole, you don't mess with Cam. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because see, Cam is basically retired. So he could say whatever he wants, you know? But let me get on this dirty district attorney, Alvin Bragg. Sir, you were brought in what, from the FBI or CIA? You're there in New York to try to convict Trump. That's why you're there. That's why you're there, Alvin Bragg. You're not good at your job. You're good at railroading people. Right? That's what you're good at. Let's see. Now, this is what Jonathan Major's attorney had to say. It says, it is clear that the jury did not believe Grace Jabari's story of what happened in the SUV because they found that Mr. Majors did not intentionally cause any injuries to her. We are grateful for that. We are disappointed, however, that despite not believing Ms. Jabari, the jury nevertheless found that Mr. Majors was somehow reckless while she was attacking him. Mr. Majors is grateful to God, his family, friends, and his fans for their love and support during this harrowing 8 months. Mr. Majors still has faith in the process and looks forward to fully clearing his name, and that's according to his attorney. So, hey, you dirty district attorney Alvin Bragg, you agent. No, Alvin Bragg is a legit agent. He was brought into New York to prosecute Trump. That is his job. His job is to oversee the overthrowing of this government. Because if you think you're going to convict a political candidate and you're going to try to do that to the whole cycle of the justice system, it's going to be completely overridden. Yeah, he's a George Soros funded DA. His job is there to convict Trump. That's his main job. You dirty district attorney. This is why I say, black men, you're a fool if you stay in New York. Especially if you got something to lose. You're a fool. They're looking to make examples. They're looking to do everything they can to have court battles in public. This was for Twitter. That's what this was for. Alvin Bragg, I look for the day you getting fired or prosecuted. You and that dirty wig wearing heifer that's right there with you. Okay? That's what we on. All right? No disrespect, you know? But, I mean, this is where we're at. The justice system is completely messed up. Get out of democratic states. That's what I would tell you. All right? These huge failing cities. New York is a failing city. Los Angeles failed years ago. Right? Atlanta, I mean, what more can I say? You know what I'm saying? Just failing cities. Failing cities. Get out those failing cities because there's nothing for you there. Listen, people, and I want y'all to listen to me carefully. You have a choice to make. You're either gonna, and I want to talk to you Democrats for real quick. Hey, Democrats, you voted for this mess. We may have to end up fighting 2 wars. These lunatics in the White House may end up sending American troops to Ukraine and American troops to Gaza to be slaughtered, because that's exactly what's going to happen to them. Russia's rubbing their hands like Birdman. They have been waiting for years to get their hands on you because you've been doing nothing but funding their destruction. You're trying to fund their destruction. You've been helping to try to kill their troops. So any Americans that go over there is going to get obliterated. That's what they're going to end up doing. And that is the party that you people voted for. This is why when people tell me they're Democrats, I'm like, do you do research? Do you know the people you're supporting? That weirdo, that demented weirdo that you voted for? Do you really know how demented that guy is? He's not even fully functional. And we may end up fighting 2. And not only that, China These lunatics want to go to war with China too. They want a piece of China. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy where we're at. And this is the destruction that you people celebrated. All you weirdos that was in my chat room in 2020, y'all were celebrating Joe Biden, a man who helped incarcerate your fathers and uncles and brothers over the years with the laws that he put into place. And y'all were celebrating that guy becoming president. This is where the justice system is. It's only going to get worse from here. As long as that guy is in the White House, and y'all know it. You can try to argue with me all you want to, but the proof is out here. We have proof of the destruction that these people have brought here. And I would not be shocked at all if we're fighting multiple countries in wars, because that is the type of people that you have supported. Yeah, the Russians are waiting for Americans to go over there. They're going to obliterate them. They got all their weapons in place. They know the logistics of Ukraine. It's going to be a bloodbath. It really is. And I warned y'all about this. 3 years ago, I warned you about this. But y'all acted like you knew more than me. That I didn't know what I was talking about. You just a Trump fan. And I said, okay, y'all gonna see. 3 years later, look at what's happening. You got black people protesting because illegal migrants are flooding their neighborhoods. Look at the protests from black people because this administration refuses to finish the wall and they refuse to do anything about the border. So these illegals are piling into this country and they're going straight to black neighborhoods. And black people are protesting that. Hey, black people, do you know the reason why they're flooding into your neighborhoods? They're flooding into your neighborhoods because this administration wants them there. That's where they're going to put them. They're not going to put them in the nice white neighborhoods. They're going to put them in your neighborhood. I doubted you, Jay, even though I've been a fan of you, but some stuff you say came true. Oh, I was going to remind them, Trill. I was going to absolutely remind people of the mess that they celebrated. They celebrated a mess. Now, we so vulnerable over here, anything could happen. We're vulnerable here. We're surrounded by enemies. We got more enemies today than we had 3 years ago. That is a fact. People wouldn't dare try to attack America 3 years ago. Now they could care less because we're weak. Weak leadership. Most of our generals have never been to war. The ones who've been to war have already retired. But most of the active generals have never fought a war ever. They may have fought in a war as a soldier, but they have never led a war. And that's where we at. It's unfortunate, but this truth got to be told. It got to be told, man. And I said, you know what? Y'all are going to see. Y'all are going to see. And hopefully y'all do see it. I'm not, listen, it ain't about winning and losing. It's about doing what's best for the country that I am in. I don't want to see my country be Yeah, Jonathan Majors is a Democrat. That's the funniest thing. He left out of the courtroom and he said, you know, this is America. Well, this is the America that you support, sir. Yeah, the illegals are moving into black neighborhoods. They're not moving into white neighborhoods. They're moving into black neighborhoods. They're taking over your neighborhoods, man. All right, people. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for tuning in. That's all I have for today. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like the stream. And hopefully y'all share. You can continue the conversation in the comment section. But this was just an extended conversation on this Jonathan Major situation. I hope he continues to fight this. And I think there's a good chance that this ruling could be overturned. I really do. Once people actually look at the evidence and everything, there's a good chance that this can be overturned. I forgot what. All right, people. Just make sure you keep your eyes open and continue to do your own research, man. Listen, the research is out there. Don't let nobody shame y'all into going out here and listening to people who they tell you not to listen to. You know what I'm saying? All right, people. Thank y'all for being here. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care. Have a good rest of your night. All right?